Shalom, this is Truth Unveiled, and today I'm so excited to announce and finally announce our Yahudyth 101 or our Paleo Hebrew 101 language course. Now, I know so many of you have asked me about this, have emailed about this, have wondered about this, have commented about this, have prayed about this, and it's finally here. And it's going to be in a way that I'm just super excited to share with all of you about. And finally, after months of prayer regarding this and months of just research and work into this, it's finally being revealed today. So in this video, I'm going to share the layout and the breakdown of how this is going to work and how this Paleo Hebrew course is going to go. So the goal and objective of this is to read, write, speak, and understand the basic Paleo Hebraic language and tongue. Now again, this is going to be an actual course. So this is going to be different than the channel itself, and I'm going to explain more in just a moment to come. Our scriptural foundational verse that we will be standing on with this, it's Yahu Zephaniah chapter 3 verses 8 through 9. And again, for those of you who are wondering, don't worry, we're in the actual course. We're going to show you how to write it out, how to actually write it, transliterate it, translate it so you can see it, and we're going to be going over numbers. But basically that verse talks about what Yahuwah restoring unto us a pure tongue or a pure language. So again, what is this? What is this actually? Yahudyth 101. Paleo Hebrew 101 course will be an online course designed to help aid you in your learning the ancient language. However, unlike the channel, this will be taught like an actual school course with study guides, resources, worksheets, outlines, and other tools to aid in your learning. The study materials will be provided during the lesson. So again, folks, it's important for me to reiterate that the way that this is going to go and the way that this course is going to be designed is that it's going to be an actual online course. So it's going to be like a course that you would take at a school or like an accredited course that you would take at an accredited college or university. That's how this course is going to go. That's how this learning is going to go. That's how it's going to be structured. So it's not just going to be some video that you could just click and watch on YouTube. The actual course is going to be designed to enhance your learning and your learning capability, along with actual study guides, materials, and resources and worksheets that can help you better learn the course as well. Course length. The course will be a 10-week intensive program that will also be collaborative and hands-on. So again, just like you would enroll in a college program or if you would enroll in an intensive course like a language course at a school or an online school, it's usually about 10 to 12 weeks depending on the course itself. That's how this one's going to be. Now don't worry, it's not going to be every day for 10 weeks, but it will meet once a day or once a week for 10 weeks, where each course meeting will take place on a live Zoom call online. When you enroll, the Zoom link will be provided via email each week. The study materials will be made available in the Zoom chat that will correspond to that particular week. So what's going to happen is that every single week that the course meets, and we're going to go over the time and when the course is going to meet, anytime that this goes on, what's going to happen is I'm going to share my screen just like this. More than likely, everyone that's in the chat is going to be muted, and I'm going to be going over the lesson for each of the courses, and you're going to see the lessons, the breakdown of the course. We're going to go over all of that in a moment to come. But again, it's all going to take place online as if you were actually attending an actual college course or a language course at any other place or region. How long? The course will be designed to last for approximately 90 minutes. There will be a live Q&A session for the final 30 minutes for a total of about 2 hours per week, or 20 hours total for 10 courses. So again, the course is going to be about 2 hours per week. So for those of you who are interested, this is only 2 hours out of your entire week. So 2 hours out of 168 hours throughout the week. And again, it's going to be 20 hours total for 10 courses. So each course is going to meet once a week. Now, when is it going to start? Tentatively, we're looking to begin the winter cohort course, and that will begin on Sunday, January 14th, 2024. So again, I know for some of you who have children, I know that for some of you it's winter break for your children, and most children probably will not go back to school until January 8th. So I wanted to give some time when it comes to that for those of you who have children, and respect for those who do, and for those who might be traveling and whatnot during this time. So the course will begin on Sunday, January 14th, 2024, tentatively. Now, again, as we keep going, we'll talk more about it. Now, tentatively, the course will meet weekly at every appointed time. Due to time differences, the course will likely take place on Sundays at the following times. So again, there will be 10 courses, or again, it will meet every Sunday for 10 weeks. So it'll meet Sunday, January 14th, and then January 21st, January 28th, and so on. And we're going to talk more about that. Now, again, at the following times, these are the times that most people will have available. Now, again, it depends on time zones. We're going to go over all of that. All of your questions will be answered in the video, I promise. So don't worry, just wait until the end of the video to hold off on your questions. So the following times is when the course will take place. Now remember, keep in mind that it's about 2 hours. Now for those of you who might have to do something else, or if you can only stay for the first hour and a half or the first 90 minutes and cannot stay for the Q&A, that is totally fine. That is totally all right, because I also want to respect your time as well. I know your time is very valuable, but more than likely the course will take place at these specific times: 10 a.m. Pacific time, 12 p.m. Central time, 1 p.m. Eastern time. Now, again, this correlates and corresponds to the Americas and the North American, South American region specifically. Now, for those of you who might be in Europe, this would be 6 p.m. GMT. So that's like London, the UK, and then 7 p.m. Central European time. So for those of you who might be in France or within the Europe region or Central Europe, that would be your time zone specifically. When you enroll, an introductory email will be sent your way that will also include other times and availability if Sundays do not work for your schedule. There will be available time slots for weeknights USA time, so like 7 p.m., 8 p.m. during the week, like on Mondays or Tuesdays or Wednesdays or Thursdays, and also weeknights Europe time. So if you're in Europe, 8 p.m. Europe time during your time during the week. Now, this is important. If you reside in Asia, Australia, East Africa, or any of the times that these time zones do not work for you, please email me so we can coordinate a time frame that works best for you. Because again, the goal for this is to try to accommodate as many people as possible. I understand that there are people in Asia and people in Australia where, again, when it's daytime in America, it's like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. and over there in Asia and Australia. So obviously those times probably might not be the most ideal for you. But again, just send me an email so that we can coordinate a time that works best for you. And again, I will provide the email in a moment to come, so all your questions will be answered. Now, for those of you who are wondering, if you are absent, if you happen to miss a lesson and or cannot make that particular week for whatever reason, whatever the case is, we will email you a copy of the Zoom video along with the lesson and study materials for that particular week. Or another option that you have if you are absent is that you can schedule a makeup lesson with me for another time during the week. But folks, it's important that you yourself take the initiative. If you miss a lesson, that you reach out and just let me know, hey, I missed the lesson. Hey, I wasn't there for this particular lesson on this particular day. I would like to make up, and then we can go over and coordinate times and different times that you can be able to make up that lesson. But it's the onus is on you to be able to do that, because if you do not email me or let me know that you missed the lesson, then I'm just going to assume that you were there for the lesson. And again, I want to make sure that you have all the relevant necessary study materials from that lesson in case you missed it. Early enrollment begins now. Learn more below. So again, as of the time that this video will be uploaded, you can start enrolling for these courses. So you're probably wondering by this point, okay, well, that's wonderful, but how are the lessons going to go? What am I actually going to learn? So this is what you're actually going to learn. This is going to be the layout and the course structure for the winter cohort. So again, it's going to be a week by week basis. It's going to be on a week by week basis. So week 1 will be the week of Sunday, January 14th, 2024, and so on. So again, for those of you who have Sunday available, well, this will be perfect for you because it will meet every Sunday. Now, for those of you who, well, Sunday might not be a good day for you, maybe Tuesday night is a better day. This will be the week of Tuesday, January 16th, 2024. And then week 2 would be Tuesday, January 23rd, 2024. Week 3 would be that Tuesday, January 30th, 2024, and so on. But for all intents and purposes, for the sake of this video, most of our sessions will be scheduled for Sunday itself. So Sunday, January 14th, 2024. The first week and the first course will be Introduction to Letters and Alphabet, the basics, and we're going to go over a breakdown of each week in a moment to come that will expand upon exactly what it is that you will be learning and what you can expect. Week 2, so the following week, that Sunday, January 21st, tentatively scheduled at 2024, will be Introduction to Letters and Alphabet Sound. So sounding out the letters, what sound does each letter make, and we'll be going into detail about that. The third week will be Introduction to Numbers, Part 1. Now for numbers, because numbers are so very multifaceted in the Yahudyth Paleo Hebraic language, I had to break it up into 2 parts actually, because it's not just numbers that you're learning the cardinal numbers, you're learning the ordinal numbers, you're learning how to count, you're learning how to sound out the numbers, you're learning how to say the numbers, you're learning time, you're learning how to write out dates and how to write out the date and starting to write out complete sentences. So because of that, it's just going to be very difficult to cram all of that into one lesson. So for the third week on Sunday, January 28th, 2024, will be part 1 of numbers, and then part 2 will be the following week, the fourth week of the week of Sunday, February 4th, 2024. As we keep going, as we get into week 5, on Sunday, February 11th, 2024, will be the introduction to basics. So basic words, basic phrases, the colors. So like how to say things like, hi, how are you? I'm doing well, how are you? Basic phrases and colors like the colors of the rainbow and different things. Introduction to basics, how to say them, how to write them out, how to speak it, how to understand it. Week 6, we finally start to get into more grammar, basic grammar like prepositions and prefixes. And we've kind of sort of covered it a little bit on the network in our Scriptures Often Ignored and Scriptures Often Forgotten series. But here we're actually going to give a more intense breakdown of it. So we're going to be talking more about the grammar, how prepositions work, why they work the way that they work, prefixes, and all the fun stuff that you learned in grammar back in elementary school. Week 7, by this point, by the end of February, by Sunday, February 25th, 2024, the plan by week 7 is for you to learn plurals and suffixes, more basic grammar, because in the Yahudyth, it is very multifaceted. It's very multi-layered. There are a lot of plurals and a lot of suffixes. There are many different cases in the Yahudyth Paleo Hebraic tongue. Again, folks, it's not like learning English. It's not like learning these Western languages. It goes from right to left. So there are a lot of differences indeed that you need to know and that are very important. By that point, Yahuwah willing, prayerfully by March, as we get closer to the real new year, by this point, by week 8, you're going to be learning writing and basic vocabulary. So again, learning basic words and also how to translate and transliterate those words, how to translate certain words from English into the Yahudyth. Like, for example, how to say chicken in Yahudyth, how to translate that, how to say plant in Yahudyth, how to say flower. Again, just basic words. And again, I will be giving you the tools on how you will be able to do that on your own as well, and during that week of the course. And then week 9, on the 9th course, around Sunday, the week of Sunday, March 10th, 2024, will be language composition and interpretation. And we're going to go more over that in a moment to come. And finally, on week 10, for Sunday, March 17th, 2024, so the week before the new year, will be language comprehension and review. And again, this is all during and taking place in the winter season itself. All right, so now we're going to do a course breakdown of everything we just went over. So the 10 courses or the 10 weeks that you can expect to learn, we're going to do a course breakdown of them. So week 1 is going to be intro to letters and alphabet. So basically the basics. Basically, it's going to be a reiterated version and a more expanded and expounded upon version of the Hebrew 101 video that was done, I want to say back in 2016 at this point, or really even 2017, if I'm not mistaken. That was the scriptures often ignored. So we're going to be going over each of the 22 letters. We're going to be going over the pictograph and their meanings. You're going to learn how to read and write each of the 22 letters if you don't already know how to. And again, I'm going to be also giving you and providing different worksheets and different study guides and outlines as well, and different tools and resources that can help you out on this journey. And there will also be various reading and writing exercises for you to do and complete as well. Also, in case you're wondering, I will say this right off the bat, there is no homework. There's no required homework or tests or quizzes that you have to do. Again, this is just for your information and to help you enhance your learning and your educational skills and abilities. The second week will be intro to letters and alphabet sound. So again, you're going to learn how to pronounce each letter. This week is going to focus on pronunciation. You're going to learn the different vowels and consonants of this language. Again, once again, we did this in Hebrew 101 part 2, but in this lesson, it's going to be a real breakdown of it. We're going to get down to the nitty gritty so you can learn the consonants, vowels, how they sound, how they differ from one another, and putting the letters together to start making sounds of your own and to start making and sounding out and getting comfortable with this language. Again, folks, the goal of this course is to immerse you in the language so that you get comfortable with it, because part of the issue when it comes to the language is that it's not really taught anywhere. It's not really seen that many places. Not many people are speaking it. It's only a select remnant. So again, the goal for this course is to bridge that gap, to help you get comfortable with this language, to help you see the language and learn the language. Part of learning a new language is being able to be immersed in it, is seeing it everywhere you go, is learning about it. Again, it's not a requirement to get into the kingdom. This is for people who are interested in learning the language and being able to do so in an environment that will enhance their learning and educational abilities. And that is the goal here. So by the time we get into the third week, it will be Intro to Numbers Part 1. Now again, like I said earlier, you're going to be learning the cardinal numbers and the difference between cardinal and ordinal, because what you'll see in the Yahudyth Paleo Hebrew, there is a big difference. You're going to learn how to read, write, and say these numbers. You're going to learn how to write scriptural notation. So like we noted earlier with Zephaniah 3:8-9, you're going to be able to do that on your own. And we're going to provide the different worksheets and course outlines and stuff for that, and guides on the different scriptures as well, and the scriptural names, so that you'll be able to reference it. And again, you'll be able to learn the numbers yourself. It's pretty straightforward, but again, it's important to have a course available for you. On top of that, you're also going to learn how to be able to write and count from numbers 1 through 100. By the time we get into week 4, Intro to Numbers Part 2, you're going to be learning the ordinal numbers. You're going to learn how to write and tell time as well, because again, telling time is very important too. So when you look at a clock, you'll be able to look at a clock and be able to translate those numbers into Yahudyth as well. You're going to learn how to write and notate days and dates as well. So for example, December 24th, you're going to know how to say that in Yahudyth, and you're going to be able to write down those numbers 12 and 24 in Yahudyth come this lesson. You're going to begin to learn how to write full sentences in Yahudyth as well. Like for example, if you want to write the sentence, today is December 24th, or today is 12/24, well, in our calendar, today is the 5th day of the 10th month. You'll be able to learn how to do both of those and be able to write those sentences in Yahudyth. So you'll be able to write down today is the 5th day of the 10th month in Yahudyth. You'll also be able to learn how to write and count from numbers 101 through up to 1,000 for this week. By week 5, once you're comfortable with both the numbers and the letters of the alphabet and the language itself, and once you've started to learn basic things like telling time and counting, and also learning how to start writing basic sentences and full sentences, then by the time week 5 gets here, now we're on to colors and phrases. You'll be learning basic phrases like hi, how are you, etc. There will be basic words, and we'll give an outline for it, like when it comes to like animals and different things like that, nature, like different words that can help you out and enhance you, that will be in Yahudyth as well, that can help you out. Basic scriptural words will give an outline as well, like words like barak, or which means to favor, words like that, or kanan, that also means favor too. Words that we've probably gone over throughout the years on this network, but it'll all be in a place for you to be able to have. And then when you can use that source to be able to formulate sentences on your own, different verbs and nouns and etc. You'll learn how to translate and transliterate certain words. You'll learn basic punctuation, because you believe it or not, the punctuation, some of it is different in Yahudyth. You'll learn basic colors as well. And you'll also learn how to write and count up to number 10,000, because what you'll start to learn is that in the Yahudyth, the counting system is very different. It's not like how you count in the Latin with the Latin characters. It's very different. Once you're comfortable with these things, once you enroll, in week 6, you will be learning prepositions and prefixes, so basic grammar. So now we're getting into grammar and the nitty-gritty of the grammar that you learned or that you're familiar with in some of your English classes or whatever respective language that you've learned. Again, that you've probably learned and mastered the grammar of it by now. Well, it'll be the same for Yahudyth. You'll be learning basic conjunctions, like how to use the word and. So like, for example, if you want to write the sentence, and he walked, or and he called, you'll know how to do that in this lesson during this week. You'll learn definite articles like the, so you'll learn how to say the words like the rising or the evening, and what article to use and how to use it and how to say it. You'll learn inseparable prepositions. You'll learn verb conjugations as well. You'll learn basic punctuation, and grammar will be revisited. So basically the things that you learned in week 5 will carry over to week 6. You'll also learn how to formulate basic sentences. So example, evening versus the evening versus in the evening. You'll learn how to say each one of these things. You'll learn how to write each one of these things, and you'll learn how to pronounce each one of these phrases in the Yahudyth, and you'll see the differences as well. Once you're comfortable with these things, by week 7, we'll move on to plurals and suffixes. So by this point, like we've gone over, you'll learn the difference between feminine and masculine words, because in the Yahudyth languages, there is a case to it. There's the feminine case and there is the masculine case. Some words are feminine and some words are masculine. Like, for example, what they call the Holy Spirit, or the Ruach, that is considered a feminine word. So we'll go over all of that. We'll outline it. We'll come up with the outline, and we'll draw out a different outline of these feminine and masculine words for you. Also, let me say this real quick. For each lesson that you can expect about 5 different worksheets and outlines that will be given unto you per lesson. So at the beginning of each lesson and each week, I will be linking those PDF files available for you, and even different worksheets and activities that you can do. Also, let me say this too, that this is one per family. So if you have a family that is interested, stay tuned. You'll also learn the plural forms for feminine and masculine. We've gone over and touched up on that briefly in one of the scriptures often forgotten, but we'll actually go into and expound upon that. So you'll know the plural forms for each one, and you'll get comfortable with it too. You'll also learn what's called pronominal suffixes and the possessive. So like his, my, your, etc. So you'll be able to learn the differences when these words or these letters are attached to different nouns. So for example, if you want to say my dog or his dog or your dog, you'll know exactly how to do that. We'll go over plural nouns as well, and verb conjugation suffixes, because in the Yahudyth Paleo Hebraic languages, you have to do verb conjugations not only for prefixes, but for suffixes as well. So you'll know the difference, and by the end of week 7, you'll know how to do this comfortably with no problem. Once you're comfortable with prefixes, suffixes, and basic grammar, once you know how to tell time and count up to at least 10,000, by week 8, you'll have intro to writing and basic vocab. So this will be really hands-on and more collaborative. You'll learn how to write and complete sentences, and we'll start to learn how to write simple paragraphs by Yahudyth. We might even take a look at the book of Psalms. We'll take a look and analyze the book of Psalms. We'll analyze some of the simpler Psalms and be able to really see see and transliterate that in the Yahudyth and see how it's written. And we'll even take a look at certain verses and certain sentences to see how you can pronounce them and how to speak those sentences as well, and start formulating conversations. You'll learn how to speak incomplete sentences, and we'll incorporate lessons from weeks 5 through 7 that will carry over into week 8 as well. By week 9, it's language composition and interpretation. So you'll be able to convert from the modern Hebrew. You'll have an interactive study guide within the modern Hebrew because, like we talked about in one of the videos before, honestly, folks, it's really about sort of working your way backwards in full circle to be able to work your way forwards. Again, our enemies have done so much with the Nikud, the vowel pointing, hiding the language in the first place, and using modern Hebrew to hide the language. So what you'll have to end up doing is almost decoding. You'll learn how to decode from the modern Hebrew into the Yahudyth Paleo Hebrew to be able to make sense of words and understand words. You'll be able to formulate and translate those words, and you'll be able to translate words from the English into the Yahudyth Paleo Hebrew, and we'll do an extensive lesson on that as well. Within the final week, language comprehension and review, with week 10, the final week of the course, you will have a review of lessons from weeks 1 through 9. So we'll review everything that you learn. And optional, you can, if you would like to stay and learn more, you can learn how to count up to 100,000, learn how to count up to 1 million, and even beyond 1 million. For those of you who are interested, you can let me know. That will be in week 10 and beyond. Now, you might be wondering, how is this different from the channel? What is different about this from the channel? And what can you expect that's different about this? Well, a few ways. So the main way that this is going to be different from the channel is that study materials will be provided. Now, yes, in previous videos, I do offer, of course, material in the description box, links in the description box, empirical research. However, this is going to be more in depth. So you can expect probably at least 50 pages worth of study materials that will be provided, along with activity worksheets and guides and study guides that you can do with your family at home and also with your children. We'll try to come up with interactive children's study materials as well. You'll have a one-on-one approach with me as well in the course. So as I'm led to share with you the course and also really show you hands-on with this course, you'll be getting a valuable, invaluable experience with me in hands-on learning when it comes to this. Again, I know for some of you, the videos can feel like, okay, you watch a video, you get the knowledge, you get the information, and you might have to come back to the video later. But again, some of you might have questions after the video. Some of you might have pressing questions that you might want to ask me when it comes to the videos, and sometimes I might not be available right then and there in that moment to answer those questions. Or again, you might go to Yahuwah in prayer about that. But something like this, how this is different is, again, you'll have that hands-on learning and that one-on-one approach where if you have a question regarding the Yahudyth or Paleo Hebrew or the lesson itself, or you're like, hey, I don't understand this, or hey, I need help with that, I will be available for you. There will be a collaborative approach, or mashpaka, and that word means family in our language. So it'll be more like a familial approach. It won't just feel like you're isolated or you're just by yourself watching a video and don't really have anyone to really fellowship with or go to when it comes to certain questions or anything. There will be a group of us where we will all be learning the language together. I also will be available for additional counseling and support. So again, if you have questions regarding certain things or regarding certain worksheets or just wanting to navigate this, you can reach out to me on email when it comes to this, and I will be there available to answer your questions. Like I said before, worksheets, outlines, etc. will also be provided, things that are not provided when it comes to the channel extensively, like this course will provide. Question and answer sessions will be available because, in case you have not realized or in case you don't know, I'm not led to ever do a live on a video. I know a lot of you have asked about that, like, Truth Unveiled, are you going to ever do live videos, or are you ever going to go live and do a Q&A? I'm led not to do that for this network for a ton of reasons, a lot of reasons actually. But again, for something like this will differ because there will be question and answer sessions available, but it will be pertaining to the language specifically. If you have a question regarding the channel or content on the channel, I will have to answer that via email. I should also note the following. This is not something that will be graded or based on a quote unquote learning curve. So again, you're not doing this. This is not a pass or fail type of thing. This is not, oh, you get an A and you pass. This is not, oh, you get an F and you have to redo the course. This is not what this is. Although there will be fun interactive outlines, worksheets, and study materials given, there will be no homework or tests or quizzes. It is recommended that anyone enrolled quiz or test themselves at home. So again, you can do additional practices with the worksheets that will be given, with the outlines that will be given. Again, folks, this is based on you and how much you want to learn. This course is designed to aid and show you the Paleo-Hebraic language, thought, and understanding. But it's intended for you to learn and go at your own pace. So again, folks, again, the study materials and stuff that will be provided for you and outlined for you, that is for your use, and that is optional for you. If you decide that, hey, this is not, I don't really want to do that, then that's on you. But if you decide that that is something that's going to enhance your learning, that's something optional for you. So a lot of you probably don't know this about my educational background, but I did actually go to an accredited four-year university. I went to a school in Boston for creative writing, writing, literature, and publishing with a minor in psychology. I have over a decade experience in education. I also have tutor experience as well. So before coming into the truth and before doing the channel full time, I actually gained tutor experience where I tutored children ages 6 through 18. I also have 8+ years of educational material on here. As if you probably don't already know, this channel has been providing education and helping people learn things and also on their spiritual walks and journeys since 2015, and now we're going into so-called 2024. So close to 9 years Yahudyth has had me on here helping people like yourself when it comes to learning about the truth about our world, and also when it comes to educational topics such as geographical truths with the maps and different historical truths as well. I also have an educational background in AmeriCorps. So I participated in an AmeriCorps program with education, and I also have classroom experience as well. So I've also taught in a classroom and have classroom assistance time as well. So here's what you will be getting. You will be getting an incredible learning experience like never before. You will be able to fellowship with mashpaka or family in the walk who are just like you, people who are just like you. At least I pray that that's the case. People who are just like you, who are eager to learn and hungry to learn and want to learn more about the language and want to really get closer to Yahuwah through Yahusha even by learning the language. You'll get hands-on learning with myself as well. And like I said, you'll be able to have that one-on-one time with me when it comes to learning this language as we learn and grow together. You'll get an unforgettable educational journey. So this won't be like your typical school environment. This won't be like your typical educational environment or online course if you've taken online courses before at certain colleges or schools, or if you or your children had to do online learning during COVID and stuff like that. You'll get something that's unforgettable. You'll enhance your linguistic skills and your language skills. You'll be able to sharpen certain skills when it comes to grammar and vocabulary. You'll have a new approach to learning a language. So this won't just be like a boring school course where you're just going in and you're learning and repeating the same things over and over, because folks, learning a language is all about repetition. It's all about repeating it over and over until you immerse yourself in it. But when it comes to this, there will be a new approach to learning that language. You'll have invaluable tools, resources, and study guides and materials that will help aid you in learning. You'll have the workbook, which will be, like I said, the 5 PDF pages of documents per course. So times that by 10, that's at least 50 pages worth of material to include study materials that will make up and comprise of the workbook, and most importantly, 20 hours of fun. Now again, this will be the test run and the pilot for this winter cohort or this winter season for this. Again, folks, if you're interested or if you do the course and you would like to learn even more, or if you want even more beyond just the basics, then there will also be a Paleo Hebrew 102 or an intermediate course that will come soon, again, following the winter cohort. There also will be the spring cohort that will come soon that will be the same course that will begin on Sunday, April 14th, 2024 tentatively. So this will be well after the spring appointed times. This will be after and following the eclipse as well. So because I know a lot of people will be partaking in that, and of course the new year that will be coming up. So this will be well after all of that. And you may be wondering, well, how can I enroll and when can I enroll? Well, open enrollment begins now. Upon publishing and upon publication of this video onto the main channel, open enrollment will begin as of that point. Early enrollment begins today. So the moment you see this video, early enrollment will begin. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity. And now for the costs, because again, folks, because this is something that is a full-time thing, and because this is something where it's basically running an actual course, and because this is like an online course where I'm actually running an online course and actually instructing an online course, there is a fee to this. So you will get educational tutoring, training, learning, and resources for only $15 an hour. So the total cost will be $300. The cost breakdown is $30 per course. So $30 per course, and you're getting an invaluable educational experience. Full payment will be due upfront before the course begins. Now, don't worry, we have different layouts and breakdowns below that we're going to go over. Upon payment, when you enroll, you will receive an introductory email that will outline the course and what to expect. You will also receive a time slot form that will ask for your availability. Please note that the only available times will be on Sundays, the USA time, and weeknights, USA or Europe time. Please email me if these times do not work for you. Due to the payment system, and again, because this is an instructional environment, classes will not be held on Shabbat. Classes will not meet on Shabbat as of right now. Right now, I'm being led not to have the classes on Shabbat because, again, this is actually really a form of working. At least I will be working when it comes to working on the courses, working on the study guides, working on giving you all the study guides, working on the study materials, working on all of the materials itself. And again, this is supposed to be a learning environment. So again, this is no different than you going to school or attending school. This is no different than your children attending school. And again, classes and work does not meet on Shabbat. And also, I want to give that time, I want to be fair and give that Shabbat time for you and your families, or for those of you who might want to fellowship outside of this, or those of you who might want to read the word or fellowship with others, or or if you're part of an assembly, I don't want to take that time away from you. So that is why classes will not meet on Shabbat as of right now. Now, for those of you who cannot afford this financially, do not worry. If you are interested but need financial assistance, financial aid packages will be available. Please email me at the following email and include financial aid in the email subject line. The email is witnesstotheworld1@gmail.com, and I will include that in the description box and in the comment box as well. witnesstotheworld1@gmail.com, the number 1 as well. It's important that you include the number 1 because that way it will ensure that I will get the email. If you do not include that, then I'm not going to receive the email. So folks, it's important that you copy and paste this email exactly verbatim so that you can ensure that I will receive the email. Now again, the course itself is $300 US or $300. And again, the payment is to be made upfront before the course begins. So for those of you who are interested in enrolling, if you would like to reserve your spot and keep your spot on hold, then you will need to pay the $300 in order to reserve your spot and keep your spot. And once you pay the $300, after the payment is made, then I will send an introductory email that will outline the course like we've gone over in this video, along with the form that will include time slots and etc. Now again, if you decide to pay today, you might not receive that email for a day or so or a couple of days. Don't worry, the email will be given unto you and the email will be provided. The introductory email will be sent out, so you don't have to worry. Again, here are the payment methods, and we're going to go over each one and what you have to do in some of your instructions on your end. So links will be provided in the description box of how you can pay. The first method, which is the most recommended, is Stripe. So I made a Stripe account and I will be sharing that. So if you have a debit card, credit card, Google Pay, Apple Pay, Cash App Pay, etc., you can use Stripe as well. Now, if you would like to pay in installments, you can do that also through Klarna on Stripe as well. Now, again, some of you have my direct PayPal and Cash App link. I know I've used these links for donations. You can also pay the $300 via PayPal or Cash App as well. I will give those links, but there's more information about this if you decide to use this or go this route. There's also Zelle, which I will talk about more in a moment to come, and P.O. Box and checks, money orders, etc. Payment method coming soon. So let me expound upon this real quick just so that there's no confusion. Important. When using the Stripe payment method, and I'm going to show you the form in a moment to come, please make sure to include the email that you normally check and use. Zoom links and course information will be shared via email. So it's important, folks, that you have an email available, as this will be an online course. Or for those of you who are not really email savvy, or for those of you who need help using email or a computer or installing and downloading Zoom, what I recommend you do is borrow a computer from someone or go to your local library during the course sessions if the library is open at that time, or if you have someone like an auntie, or if you have someone like a relative or a sibling that you can borrow their computer or whatever the case might be, or use their email. Also, make sure that you have access to an email, because it's going to be very important. That's how I'm going to be able to really communicate with everyone for these courses. Also, this is important too. If you decide to pay via Cash App or PayPal, so if you send the $300 that route, please include your email in the note. It's very important that you do this so that I know where to send your introductory email once you enroll and pay for the course and pay the full $300. If your email is too long, or if you forget to include the email once you pay via PayPal or Cash App, email me at witnesstotheworld1@gmail.com with your name and pertinent info so that I can confirm payment details and email you the necessary course details. So let's say you decide to pay on PayPal, you send the $300, I see that you sent the $300, you can send me an email at witnesstotheworld1@gmail.com after you pay the full $300 and say, hey, Truth Unveiled, I just sent the money over for the course. I'm interested in enrolling in the course. Please send over the course details. And within 24 hours or within 1 to 2 business days, I will be sure to email you the necessary course details, and I will make sure to confirm that you have a place and spot and that you are enrolled in the course. Also, if you would like to Zelle me the payment, please email me at witnesstotheworld1@gmail.com and let me know so that we can best accommodate you and I can get you over the Zelle details. If you are rather old school, or if you're looking to use old school payments such as a check, a money order, or sending the cash, etc. Now, again, you can send at your own risk, because again, I'm going to just tell you this right now, folks, the mail can be real shady indeed. I'm just being honest. There's no shade against the mail. It's no flack against them, but you do have to be aware and be careful that if you are trying to send $300 or send installments via cash, or if you're trying to send it via the mail, beware and do be aware that it could get lost. I'm just letting you know that ahead of time. And again, I honestly would only recommend this if this is your only and last resort payment method. So if you have a debit card, I highly recommend you go with Stripe. If you've already been sending via PayPal and Cash App and you already have the funds, the $300, and you're like, hey, Truth Unveiled, I'm ready to enroll for this course. I'm ready to learn. I'm ready to enroll today. I'm ready to get started today. Then I recommend you do PayPal or Cash App, because that way I can already email you directly the information. Or again, on Stripe, there will be email provided there as well. There will be a place where you can type your email. That way I'll be able to send you the information via email as well. But again, if this just has to be your last option, meaning you have no other option, you cannot Zelle, you don't have online a bank account, you don't have a debit card or credit card, you don't use PayPal or Cash App, or don't feel comfortable, please email me at witnesstotheworld1@gmail.com and let me know so that we can best accommodate you. But really, folks, really, it would be helpful for me personally if you were to be able to do this via Stripe, PayPal, or Cash App specifically. And also, I look forward to meeting you soon. I look forward to meeting you real soon in our class that will begin on January 14th, 2024, tentatively. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please email me at witnesstotheworld1@gmail.com. Okay, so when you click on the Stripe link, this is what it should take you to. When you click on that Stripe link, again, if you want to use your debit or credit card to pay, this is what you should see. Now, you might also see the Google Pay option above. For whatever reason, that option does not show up on my end on my computer, but it did show up on my phone. So again, if you're interested in this, these are the methods that'll show up. Also, I think that Klarna also will show up, an option for Klarna too. For whatever reason, it's not showing up on my computer, but it will on yours. So this is what should show up. It should say Truth Unveiled 777, Yahudyth 101, Paleo Hebrew Language Course, $300, 10-week Yahudyth Paleo Hebrew 101 Language Fundamental Course. Begins Sunday, January 14th, 2024. An introductory email with available dates and times will be sent to you upon completion of payment. And then this is the picture that it gives. Again, when it says contact information, folks, it is very important that you put the email that you want me to correspond and correlate with you. It is very important that you put the email that you want open communication with, because that is going to be the email that we send the weekly Zoom links. That's going to be the email that we send all of the necessary information, the introductory email, and etc. And that is the email that we can keep in contact with at all times. So it's very important that you put that email and have access to that email at all times. Now, if something changes, if you end up getting another email or whatever the case might be, please let me know ahead of time so that way we're able to accommodate you. You would then enter your payment information and then you click pay. Once you click pay, then you'll be all good. You'll be enrolled officially. You'll be enrolled into the course and we'll be able to go from there. Also, there is the PayPal link that I will leave in the description box and the comment box as well. For those of you who might want to use PayPal to pay for the course, again, it is $300 up front. And again, that covers the entire 10-week course. And again, everything that you'll be getting from the course was outlined and highlighted in this video. If you would like to learn more about that or need a refresher, please take a look at the earlier parts of the video for more. Again, this is the PayPal that should show up. I will link it again, so that way you'll be able to have it. And then also here is the Cash App as well. Now, again, this option right here tells you actually has a Cash App Pay too, but I think you need to be able to scan the QR code for that. So again, I recommend just using Cash App itself on the actual link. You might have to scan the QR code here as well. But again, all of this information will be available in the description box below. And also some of it will be available in the comment box. Now, again, if you have any questions regarding this, anything we just said today, please email me at witnesstotheworld1@gmail.com. And for those of you, again, where you need financial aid available or you're wondering about that, you can email and put financial aid in the title of the email. That way I'll be able to see it and know ahead of time exactly what it is that you need so that we're able to accommodate you. But again, folks, it's important for me to re-emphasize and reiterate that, again, this is not like the regular channel. What this is that this is a branch or an umbrella of the content and material that is under the main channel. So again, this course right here, this language course, is an online language course. This is not like a video that's being uploaded. It's not like a video that is just being available to the public. This is for people who really want to learn and enhance their language skills. This is for people who want to learn the Yahudyth Paleo Hebraic tongue. And this is for people who really want to get a deeper understanding of the language. But again, just like any other course, just like if you were to take an English course, just like if you were to take a French course, just like if you were to take a Spanish course, you would have to pay for that. And this is no different. Again, this is to compensate my time, effort, and energy that goes into this. Because folks, like I said before, this is a full-time thing, and trying to do all of this work is a full-time thing. It is a full-time thing. And like the word says, the laborer is worthy of his hire. So it is important that I distinguish the difference between this and just uploading a video and making a video. And it is important that you understand what it is that you're paying for and why you would be paying for it and what it is that you're getting out of it. Again, know the why. I know for many of you, this will be an answered prayer indeed. And even for myself, this is an answered prayer because honestly, folks, I've been wondering how to do this and I've just been in prayer about it. And honestly, folks, I thought about even doing like home visits for this, but then I thought that would be very difficult to tutor this language or to teach it in homes and physically doing it. But praise Yahuwah for the internet when it comes to being able to not only bring people together, but also for educational purposes such as this as well. So again, I'm really excited about this course. I'm really excited to see where it leads. I'm excited to see where Yahuwah leads it. And I'm excited to see where it leads you on your spiritual walk and journey for those of you who are interested in it and for those of you who would like to fill your spot and fill your slot right away. Now, also, I should say this too, that it is based on a first come, first serve basis when it comes to the time slots available. Now, the goal with the course is to keep it, when it comes to like the course itself, the goal is to have about 10 people per course. So for example, like let's say for the time slot when it comes to Sunday afternoon Central Standard Time at 12 p.m., the goal is to have 10 people for that one. And then let's say we need the weekday slot, the goal is to have 10 people per weekday if possible. So again, don't worry if you're like the 50th person to sign up for this and pay in advance. You will have a slot available. You will have a guaranteed slot upon payment and completion of payment. And again, if you have any questions, please email me at witnesstotheworld1@gmail.com. Once again, that email is witnesstotheworld1@gmail.com, and continue seeking Yahuwah and his true son Yahusha. But for those of you who would like to enroll right now, you can enroll right now. And I look forward to seeing and meeting you real soon. This is Truth Unveiled here saying, as always, Shalom.